20 years a king was gone, and everyone gave up hope. Everyone except his wife, his son, and one old servant. This is the story of a man who fought monsters, walked through the land of the dead, and lost everything just to find his way home. This is the story of Odysseus. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Heroes and History. If you love epic stories full of gods, monsters, and impossible journeys, you are in the right place. Before we start, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps us bring you more amazing stories like this one. Now, let's dive into the world of Odysseus. For 20 long years, the island of Ithaca has had no king. Odysseus never came back from the Trojan War, and everyone believes he is dead. Because of this, many powerful men come to the palace to marry his wife, Penelope. They want her hand so they can take the throne. The most dangerous of these men is Antinous, a proud and cruel nobleman. Only 3 people still believe Odysseus is alive: his wife Penelope, his son Telemachus, and Eumaeus, an old and half-blind servant who has always been loyal. Penelope is scared. She fears attacks from mysterious people from the sea, men who break the sacred law of the god Zeus, the law that says hosts and guests must always respect each other. Because of this fear, Telemachus decides to leave home. With his father's old friend Mentor, he travels to find King Menelaus of Sparta, hoping to learn what happened to his father. But Antinous finds out about this journey. He makes a secret plan with the other suitors to kill Telemachus the moment he returns so they can take over the island completely. In Sparta, Menelaus and his wife Helen, yes, the famous Helen of Troy, tell Telemachus stories about the war, but even they don't know if Odysseus is alive or dead. Meanwhile, far away on a lonely island called Ogygia, the goddess Athena appears before Odysseus. He's been trapped here for years by a nymph named Calypso who has fallen in love with him. She's even used strange lotus flowers to make him forget his past. Athena orders him to remember who he is and to return home. Calypso doesn't want to let him go, but Athena convinces her to help him remember everything. And so Odysseus remembers. Years earlier, the Greek army, led by Agamemnon, Menelaus' brother, had finally defeated Troy using Odysseus' clever plan, the famous Trojan horse. Greek soldiers hid inside a giant wooden horse while a man named Sinon was left behind as a decoy to trick the Trojans. After the war, while Menelaus and Agamemnon sailed home safely, Odysseus and his crew faced disaster after disaster. First, they were trapped in a cave by a one-eyed giant, the Cyclops Polyphemus, who ate several of his men before they blinded him and escaped. Furious, Polyphemus cried out to his father, the sea god Poseidon, cursing them, and terrible storms began to follow them. Next, giant cannibal creatures called Lastryganoids destroyed most of their ships. The few who survived turned to the witch Circe for help, but she turned Odysseus's men into pigs. Only after she convinced her to change them back did she warn him, to find his way home, he must travel through the underworld, Hades itself. In Hades, Odysseus meets the ghost of the prophet Tiresias, who tells him that only he, no one else, is destined to return home. He also meets the ghost of Sinon, who blames Odysseus for tricking him and reveals that it was actually Antinous who forced him into that dangerous role. Then Odysseus meets the ghost of Agamemnon, who reveals a shocking secret. His own wife murdered him when he returned home as revenge for sacrificing their daughter to the gods. Chased out of the underworld by angry spirits, Odysseus and his men continue their journey, surviving the deadly songs of the sirens and the terrific sea monsters Charybdis and Scylla. But their luck runs out on the island of Thrinacia. Odysseus warns his starving men not to touch the sacred cattle of the sun god, but they disobey him. As punishment, Zeus sends a massive storm that destroys their ship and kills everyone except Odysseus. He washes up, half dead, back on Calypso's island, where she saves his life again. Feeling sorry for him, she finally reveals he's been trapped there for 7 whole years and lets him go. Odysseus builds a raft and lets the sea decide his fate. At last, he washes ashore in Ithaca. There, he learns that the suitors already sent men to kill his son. In the fight, his old friend Mentor dies, But Odysseus, now in disguise, calling himself Sinon, saves Telemachus and defeats the attackers. In a touching moment, Odysseus's old dog Argos recognizes him and dies happy, which helps Telemachus realize the stranger is truly his father. Still in disguise, Odysseus finally meets Penelope. He confesses everything, his guilt over the horrors of war and the terrible truth that the sea people everyone feared were actually the Greeks all along. Not knowing this stranger is his husband, Penelope decides it's time to remarry. She sets a challenge. Whoever can string Odysseus's mighty bow and shoot an arrow through a row of axes will become her husband. Every suitor fails. Then Odysseus steps forward and succeeds, revealing who he truly is. A massive battle explodes in the palace hall. Odysseus and Telemachus fight together, defeating Antinous and the other suitors. In the end, Odysseus gives up his throne to his son Telemachus and sails away with Penelope, seeking peace far from home, hoping the world will heal and the time will forgive his mistakes. And that's the incredible journey of Odysseus, a story of war, loss, monsters, and one man's long road home. Thank you so much for watching till the end. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Heroes and History for more epic tales. See you in the next video.